Okay, so I got a couple of requests, mostly just Daniella asking me to do some sort of audio or video post, and I've been meaning to do a video post for a while, so I thought why not do it now, especially since I'm still slightly intoxicated, so I'm more likely to be honest. And then Robin asked me to do my 5 favorite things in my room, among other questions, which I'll also get to, so I'll go through those really quick. So this is a very tiny hospital bracelet, and the reason that it's very tiny is that it was my hospital bracelet when I was born, um, and it says my mother's last name actually on it, and my birth date, and it's very, very small, and I love that I have it, and I love that my mom saved it, so that's one of my favorite things. A letter, which I won't read, but it's from someone who was my best friend for a while, and it means a lot to me, even though he and I aren't best friends anymore. Um, it's still, it means a lot that it was true then, and it still, brings me a lot of comfort to think about. So even though that's changed, it still means a lot that I have it. Then I have this strange sort of mobile thing, which I actually hang out of my window, which is of a little girl flying with a paraglider or hang glider. I don't know if it's a paraglider or a hang glider. I have no idea. And I have actually no idea where this came from. I think my mom got it from when I was really young, and I like that the girl looks kind of like me. That brings me a lot of joy. Another bit of decor that I love is this stained glass butterfly. And this came from my grandmother on my dad's side, who has now passed away. And this is from her house, and I've always had it with me in every room that I've ever really lived in for a long period of time. And it's really lovely when you hang it up in a window and the sun shines through. So I really love that a lot. My last of the 5 things is this. I don't know if you can read it. It says, "To Elizabeth, dream big dreams." And this was written and autographed by the current president, Barack Obama. I was not there. My mom did a lot of work for his campaign during the primary season in 2008, and he was going to come to our county and give a speech, but I couldn't go because I had standardized testing that day and couldn't skip. And my mom tried to convince me to skip, but I said no, I couldn't. And so when she met him, she told him, and he said that I'd made the right call because it was more important for me to do well in those tests. And she asked him to sign something for me, so he said, "To Elizabeth, dream big dreams, Barack Obama." Um, and yeah, this has come with me pretty much everywhere. Even though he's problematic, um, I still really like that I have this. Daniella asked me to talk a little bit about how I engage with music, which is a really interesting question, actually. I tend to be a little bit weird about how I listen to music, and that I'm still really interested in and invested in the idea of albums. That's still how I prefer to listen to music. I just realized that I have my headphones in, and that's where I'm going to take them out. I like listening to an album all the way through. If I find an artist that I like, I prefer to listen to like an entire album rather than just listen to a single or put them on a playlist or anything like that. I think playlists are great. They're just not how I prefer to engage with music. Um, and then often if I like a song or especially an album, I will listen to it over and over again until I should have driven it into the ground by any rational measure, but I tend not to get sick of music that I really love. So, like when I was in high school, there were songs by like Taking Back Sunday and My Chemical Romance and all those bands that I listened to literally thousands of times. Literally thousands of times. And did not get sick of, am not sick of now. Um, I don't know, when I love music, I really, really love it and want to have it in my ears always. Um, and preferably in the form of an album. My favorite is when I feel an emotional connection to it. There can be music that's technically fabulous. I don't know enough about music to say what would be perfect, but it can be, completely flawless. And if it doesn't make me feel something, if I don't connect to it emotionally, it doesn't really matter. I'm not particularly interested in hearing it. Probably makes me shallow or something like that. I don't know. But that's what I care about when I listen to music, which is why I liked bands like Taking Back Sunday and My Chemical Romance back in the day, and let's be honest, still do. Last but certainly not least, both Daniella and Robin wanted me to talk a little bit about them and why they're wonderful, because they are self-centered assholes, because those are the sort of people I attract in my life, apparently. Obviously, they know that I love them. You know that I love them, person who's watching this. Why are you watching this? It's like 3 in the morning. I feel like I should talk sort of more generally about online friendships and the friends you make on the internet and why I think those are valuable. And I've talked with this about a variety of people, but you know, it never hurts to reiterate and get to hear the sound of my own voice. I think the main reason that online friendships sort of spring up so quickly and somehow become so important so fast is that we're coming at it from a place of honesty. There's no real incentive to pretend to be someone you're not. Obviously, in this case, I'm discounting people who just make shit up about their lives and pretend to be somebody completely different and fictional. That's a whole different thing, and I haven't hopefully encountered that, so I'm not going to address it. But in terms of just meeting people organically, we're meeting each other through these blogs, which are, in theory, sort of honest representations of who we are and what we like and how we react to things. And we're creating those for ourselves. So when we create those, there's no real reason to be anybody but ourselves. So if somebody follows me on Tumblr or on Twitter and likes what they find there, I'm going to be myself with them because they already know most of the most ridiculous shit that I think and do and say. So that's wonderful when you make a friend where you're already completely unafraid to be the strangest parts of yourself. And I think that's why such closeness happens so quickly, like for me with Robin and Daniella, and several others of you. Just because those two are the most, you know, loud, codependent assholes on the planet, doesn't mean that I don't know the rest of you too. And so yeah, I think that's really incredible, and I think it's wonderful that, especially in the circles that I run in, the internet has become a place for women to meet each other and form friendships and to be kind to each other. We're incredibly nice to each other on this website, at least the people who I've interacted with, because I feel like there isn't that fear that when you're nice to somebody else, you're somehow taken away from your own status, like there sometimes is in real life. And yeah, the fact that we've carved out a space for us to be kind to each other without risk, I think is really, really wonderful. And I think can only really be a good thing. And we should continue to do it more and try to do it more in real life. So yeah, that's all I've really got to say tonight. So thank you for putting up with this incredible self-indulgence.